How to get her to listen to you and captivate her on a date. Hi, guys. My name is Apollonia Ponti. I'm a dating, relationship, and attraction coach for you men to not only master your attraction skills, but to attract high quality women and live a high quality life. And in this video, we're going to talk about really the techniques that I've noticed that men do when they captivate and find interest in a woman, and also the woman can find interest in them, and they can possibly take things to the next level, get a second date, or go into a relationship. So, one of the things that you want to remember in regards to how you portray yourself on a date is you want to start with number one is leading by example. Leading by example is really important because a woman, when she's on a date, looks at every little thing that you do. How do you treat the valet driver? How do you treat the waiter? What are you tipping? Like, women will literally look on the side eye to see how much if you're tipping 20% as well. It is a thing that women actually do consciously and subconsciously, it doesn't matter. So you want to lead by example in regards to your energy, the conversations, having positive energy. So it can just actually set the tone for the date. Number two is how to tell your story. Learn how to tell a story really well with mixing emotions, mixing feelings, mixing environments, mixing visuals, and also bringing in that emotion about yourself. So, one of the things that you want to know is you can practice this in the mirror, practice with his friends, practice this on dates as well. But you want to remember that you have to ask yourself, is this story a painful story or is it a purposeful story, right? A lot of times we can bring in painful stories that become purposeful 1000%, depending on how secure, how connected you feel with this woman on the date, what you guys are talking about. But number two is really about how to tell a story. Even fun stories, embarrassing stories about yourself that you think are really funny, that she might think that are funny, and you own them, right? Remember, when you come and you tell a story and you share something about yourself, you want to make sure it comes from a place of ownership, not a place of lack, like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. This is so painful because I lost my job. My boss laid me off, and this is the second time that I've lost a job, and I'm just like so confused, but I know I'll get a job soon. That's not a story. You want to walk her through an idea of something that has happened in your life. Like one day, I remember traveling and I went to a hike in Peru, and I scared myself hiking in Peru. I wanted to hike the mountains, and I chickened out, and I came home, and I was so mad at myself that the next day I promised myself, no matter what I will do that is going to scare me, I'm going to put myself to the test, and I'm going to push my limits because I never want to feel that again when I came back to the hotel room. And since then, I changed my life. That mountain, that hiking experience changed my life because when I got home, I blossomed it into every aspect of my life. And that's how I became successful in business and why I love my family so much more and be more intentional, right? Have a conversation, bring her through the visuals, bring her through the experience, bring her through your emotions. And then how do you wrap it around to be purposeful? You see what I mean, guys? And I have a video about how to tell a story as well. Number three, obviously, is your body language. Now, body language, you don't always want to be closed off or up front. You want to just be chill, smooth, laid back, and coming in when she's coming in as well with you, going back out. You want to kind of pick up on body cues. You want to be able to pick up on her body cues as well. Number four is you want to aim for 50-50. What does this mean? Aiming for 50-50 is kind of conversation. Typically, a woman should do a little bit more than 50-50, but minimum, you want to aim for 50-50 on your date. So how much is she talking to you? How much are you talking to her? Now, if you have a woman that's shy on a date and she's not really talking, ask her, are you shy? Is that the reason why it's like you're not talking as much? It's kind of hard to get anything out of you. Do I make you this nervous? Make it fun for her, call it out, try to diminish and help her through her shyness a little bit. But also too, you want to remember, guys, if a woman is not aiming to talk to you 50-50 or more, then what are you doing there in the first place? If a woman is a dry conversation, she shows you no interest or really doesn't have anything to present for yourself, it is okay. For herself, excuse me, it is okay for you to walk away or you to end the date early. Number five is not passing judgment. This is a huge one, okay? Now, if a woman is talking to you and she's sharing something and you're like, oh my gosh, that is not a good thing, right? Maybe you're in your head about this, then this is where you say, oh, that's interesting, okay. instead of being like, I don't like that, right? You don't want to take automatic offense to something and place judgment on someone if she is sharing something. I've noticed that a lot of women have actually complained to me about this, that they felt like the guy was judging them when they were talking, so they shelled up and they closed up. It's not about, you can share a belief system, you can share what you think, but you don't want to diminish someone's actions or call out their behavior in a judgmental way, meaning you shouldn't do this, or this means that you're XYZ, or your feelings are invalid. Things like this, general aspects of judgment is what you want to stay away from on your dates, is not to pass judgment on her, because you want to create that safety net for her. Guys, if this is your first time visiting, I welcome you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, as we have 2 more to go and 2 more tips, so you can continue to be here with me and watch interesting videos just like this one. Now, number 6 is, this is a big one, especially for myself, is not being interrupted. This was the biggest pet peeve. When a man there's a difference between being excited and in a great conversation and you guys interrupting each other from time to time. But when your man truly interrupts a woman, and vice versa, I think too, when she's in the middle of a sentence and you're like, oh yeah, and blah, 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 and you have to say something about yourself, it shows that you are not present. Maybe you have kind of egotistical in a way, and it actually makes a woman bothered. It's kind of like a trigger for a woman, because our voice is not being heard and things like this, that goes into history. But anyways, don't interrupt her, because this is where she wants to feel like you're listening to her, especially if she's listening to you. And the same thing for her. If she's interrupting you, say, hey, do you mind if I just finish really quickly? Something like this. Or if you don't feel like you have to say anything and it's just not there, then this is where you just make the call and say, maybe this is not a great date. Maybe this is not going somewhere, right? Like I said, it is okay. It's so important that men understand that just because you're a man does not mean that you can't cut a date short, just like a woman can too, okay? Number 7 is repeat the words back when you ask a question, something called mirroring. Maybe you are talking about how you love to travel, and the last time that you traveled, you went to Colorado to do some skiing. Oh, you went to Colorado to do some skiing? Inquiry tone at the end. It sounds like a question. She automatically repeat back, yeah, and I loved it. I mean, it was really cold. I had like 2 ski lessons, and then finally I was able to do. Now you're going more in, oh yeah, well, I ski typically this X, Y. Now you kind of go into the conversation. So if you feel stuck at any time in the conversations with your dates, the way that you can do it is just repeat the last couple of words, 3, 4, 5 words that she has said, and question it, like mirroring activity with a question tone. If you want to take a deeper dive and really embody what I'm saying here, I want you to watch the secret video right below. It's called my Alpha Magnet Training video. Sign up for that video. It's not on YouTube, nowhere else but there. Go ahead and grab that free training, and I'll see you in there as well. As always, thank you so much for being here with me today. I'll see you in the next video, and remember, you are always loved. Bye for now.